Lewis Hamilton's arrival at Ferrari has already sent shockwaves through the F1 world. But what's truly mind-blowing is how his driving style is turning everything upside down inside the team. Just days into his SF-25 adaptation, Hamilton is already making waves, pushing the car to its limits in ways no one expected, and leaving Charles Leclerc and the entire paddock absolutely speechless. We all knew Hamilton's arrival would shake things up at Ferrari, but nobody expected this. The seven-time world champion is wasting no time in making his mark, and what he's doing behind the wheel of the SF-25 is something we need to talk about. Could Hamilton's driving style be the key to unlocking Ferrari's true potential in 2025? Is he already pushing Leclerc to his limits? And most importantly, could this be the start of an internal battle at Ferrari that changes the entire championship fight? Stay with us because we're about to break down everything you need to know about Hamilton's insane adaptation to the SF-25, how he's already challenging Leclerc in ways no one saw coming, and why this could be a game-changing moment for Ferrari in 2025. But before we dive into all the details, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with all the latest F1 news. From the moment Lewis Hamilton stepped into the SF-25 at Fiorano, it was clear this would be a completely different experience for him. After spending 12 years in a Mercedes-powered car, Hamilton is now facing a new challenge. New engine, new car philosophy, and a completely different way of working. Many wondered how long it would take him to adjust, but after pre-season testing in Bahrain, we have our answer. He is adapting faster than anyone expected. The biggest shock from testing? Hamilton is already extracting performance from the SF-25 in a way that even Charles Leclerc wasn't expecting. And it all comes down to his driving style. Leclerc's greatest strength is his aggressive approach in qualifying. He's known for pushing the car to the absolute limit, finding time in areas where other drivers wouldn't dare. A big part of this comes from his ability to use throttle and brake overlap, a technique where the driver applies both pedals slightly at the same time to keep engine power while slowing down. It's a tricky skill to master, but Leclerc has been using it for years to gain extra speed in qualifying. But here's where things get really interesting. Hamilton is now using the same technique. According to Ferrari's data, Hamilton was seen applying throttle and brake overlap in medium-speed corners, especially at turn 10 in Bahrain, one of the most difficult corners on the track. This helped him gain time over Leclerc in certain sections of the lap. For a driver who has spent his entire career in a completely different car philosophy, this is astonishing. It shows that Hamilton is not just adapting to Ferrari. He's actively evolving his driving style to extract the maximum potential from the SF-25. And the best part? It's working. The fact that Hamilton is already matching Leclerc in some areas after just a few days in the car is a major warning sign for the Monegasque driver. Leclerc has spent years building Ferrari around him, and now suddenly, he has a teammate who is not only bringing his own experience but also learning and adapting at an insane rate. The SF-25. The SF-25 itself is a fascinating machine. Ferrari has made bold design changes for 2025, including a switch to pull rod front suspension, similar to what Red Bull and McLaren have been using, more aggressive aerodynamics, improving cornering speed and stability, refined power delivery, giving the drivers better control out of slow corners, better tire management, addressing Ferrari's biggest weakness last season. On paper, all of this should make the SF-25 a more competitive car. However, not everything has gone smoothly. While Hamilton seems to be getting comfortable in the SF-25, Leclerc has been struggling with the car's unpredictable handling. Reports from Bahrain suggest that the Ferrari has less rear downforce than last year's model, making it more unstable, particularly in long corners. And this is where Hamilton's adaptability gives him an advantage. Over the years, he has developed a reputation for being one of the best at adjusting to different car behaviors. Whether it's managing tires, adjusting to handling quirks, or modifying his driving style, Hamilton has always found a way to get the best out of any car. Leclerc, on the other hand, has been more sensitive to these changes. His natural driving style leans toward a car with a strong front end and a more oversteer-based setup. If Ferrari's new design philosophy leans towards a more understeer-heavy balance, it could be a major challenge for him. What this means for Ferrari's 2025 season. First, it means we could be looking at one of the most intense intra-team battles in Ferrari's history. If Hamilton continues adapting at this rate, he will quickly become a serious threat to Leclerc's position within the team. Second, it means that Ferrari's championship hopes depend on how quickly they can fine-tune the SF-25. Right now, McLaren is emerging as the fastest team in testing, and Mercedes has reportedly made massive improvements. If Ferrari wants to stay in the fight, they need to fix their balance issues and give both drivers a car that is stable and predictable. Third, and most importantly, it raises huge questions about the team dynamic. Ferrari has spent years building around Leclerc, but if Hamilton starts outperforming him, will Ferrari be forced to shift their focus? Right now, both drivers are being treated equally, but as the season progresses, Ferrari might have to make a difficult decision. If one driver emerges as the clear leader, will the team back them completely to fight for the title? Or will they risk internal conflict by letting them battle it out? One thing is for sure, Hamilton is not at Ferrari just to be another driver. He is there to win. And if Leclerc isn't careful, he could find himself in a much bigger fight than he ever expected. The 2025 season is shaping up to be one of the most dramatic and unpredictable in years. Ferrari has the potential to be a championship contender, but the internal battle between Hamilton and Leclerc could be just as intense as their fight against Red Bull, McLaren, and Mercedes. With so much at stake, every lap, every upgrade, and every strategic decision will be crucial in this high-stakes battle for supremacy. And trust me, this is just the beginning. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel because you won't want to miss a single second of what's coming next.